Después de todo lo que hemos visto, ya casi nada nos asusta. Pero esto sigue inquietándome.
Well, we can expect, a character continuation of the characters of Ed and Lorraine Warren, but now they're tackling on a case happening in England, and it's a case that kind of mirrors what they just went through in Amityville. It has a lot of the same sort of flavor of the first movie, but the location's very different, and so therefore it takes on a very unique look on this one.
¿Te dice cosas solo a ti? ¿Cosas que solo oyes tú?
Sí.
¿Es como si viniera de dentro de ti?
Más bien de detrás de mí. Como si me utilizara.
Ed was a very devout father, husband, Catholic, and ghost hunter. And and a guy that believed in helping people, along with his wife, Lorraine, who would any family that was in trouble and had to deal with the occult or in these paranormal experiences, he was both fascinated and tried to help.
Well, Amityville, because that is the case that made them famous, right? That's the case that put them on the map, and so naturally, I kind of, I knew I had to deal with that because that's what everyone's expecting for a story about the Warrens dealing with the Amityville sort of investigation that they did, and so from that sprung the idea that maybe it would be really interesting is to mirror that same story, but on a case that is happening halfway around the world, and so there's a lot of similarities, right, between these two cases. They're both so highly publicized. They both have a lot of skepticism surrounding them, and so it just seemed like the perfect kind of backdrop to sort of set number 2 against. But always remembering to never lose sight on the story of the Warrens as well, the cinematic Warrens.
En el nombre del Padre, y del Hijo, y del Espíritu Santo.
I've met her several times, been to her house several times. I mean, she's such a light. She's a very open person, and you can tell there's just very warm eyes. She's the type of woman that for however long never their number was unlisted. Anybody could look them up and call them, and she's a very open person, and so it's very refreshing to see that.
No thing. I mean, it's like, why does Tim Burton works with Johnny Depp so many times, or Scorsese working with DiCaprio, once you find an actor that you really like, you love to work with those people again. Yeah.
Yeah, not really. It's if anything, it's given me a little more understanding of it, and it doesn't scare me. It fascinates me. I'm fascinated by it, but I'm not. I don't get worried about it. I don't spend a lot of time being negative about it.
No, it was great. So the shooting was very smooth. It was problemless. There was no trouble. So whatever spiritual blessing that we got from the priest at the start of shooting probably worked great. Even if it didn't work, we wouldn't know any better. So I'm just gonna go with the story that it worked tremendously.
Janet, ¿estás bien?
Deja de llamarme Janet.
Es una niña tan buena, pero ¿qué le pasa?
Un espíritu opresivo intentará que cometa el mayor de los pecados.
No, look, we get along, so that it helps, and it doesn't always translate when you may get along with somebody, and you hope that you can see that on screen. We have that rare thing. I say rare because it doesn't happen all the time, where we both get along as people, and then we're able to both, dive into these characters, and we just love playing Ed and Lorraine, so that helps.
Vas a morir.
Music inspires life.